Well, why don't we get started then? It has been some great deal of time since we've been able to do this, so I'm going to go back through a little bit at least of what we did in the last session so that we can kind of figure out where we are and kind of what was in front of us. So, kind of the start of the last session, one of the major things we were to do was to go check out the giant dome in the river district. We were supposed to talk to the head engineer there and figure out, some information. We were looking for a hidden entrance into Karamaro, perhaps through the dome. That was one of kind of our objectives. There's been some rumors being spread about this kind of thing. And when you went there, there was nothing of the like. And instead, there was some kind of assassins waiting in there that were invisible and were there to try to steal some of the pieces. You were able to catch a glimpse of one just before they set off kind of the defenses of the inside of the dome, which like flooded the area and pushed everybody downriver. And you managed to catch the invisible stalker things and kill them and retrieve that crystal and return it to where it goes. And then as you were kind of heading back home, the Professor Prolix, who was one of the, like kind of the main contacts with the Allegiance, that he was all the way back in Bazazan and the like, has had some suspicions, and he had tried to stalk you down in a very unconvincing manner, and had hidden from him, or like to a degree, while leaving some of you as bait as he kind of comes up and tries to catch your attention, and he tells you that that something is amiss. He had been someone had stole his pack, which was like the circumstances around everything to do with the pack seemed very suspicious. They had stole it, and then everything had been recovered with no loss back at the actual chateau itself. And it's like there was something hokey about that until he found a ring that had been had lots of trace elements of iridium in the ring that had been planted on his person. And then so that it seems like whoever kind of orchestrated this was trying to set him up as some kind of fall guy, as like maybe a thief of artifacts that they have been pulling out of Karamaro underneath. And so he had set you guys to go try to investigate what's the deal with this ring, and if we could find any kind of paper trail perhaps to lead to where this may have originated, or maybe try to figure out who's behind this orchestrated plot to make him look bad, or at least to set him up as a fall guy for some kind of crime on a level they weren't sure of, but just only beginning to kind of start to see the openings of maybe some other set of plots or things going on in the background. And we needed to kind of start figuring that out and head it off at the pass before it got too crazy.
I would like to add on to that too. In between, we went to the. It wasn't the temple. It was like
No,
the
you went to
main
the palace. You went to the
palace. Yeah,
Cerulean Palace. Yeah.
and we sort of figured out, or we strongly suspect that the dude's a dragon. The leader who hasn't been
Yeah,
seen
that's
for
right.
so
That's right.
long.
Hmm.
Yeah, we had a lot of I don't know. We had quite a bit of time just kind of talking about that and working through that.
Yeah, the summoned octopi that
Yeah,
Yeah.
scoured
Explore the waters.
explored the
near
waters. Yep.
yeah. I gotta remember that my puppy's a octopus right now. If I try to.
Don't summon it on ground. Dry ground.
Out in the desert.
So, what is the professor's name? He's a red tiefling.
Prolix, Professor Prolix. And he had, kind of as the wrap up was happening to the last session, y'all were going back to your inn, and he told you that he had a friend who is kind of like an archivist at a public library that was near the entrance, and then that one of the things in that public library, in the private section of that public library, was some information about the dig and artifacts coming in and out, and some other things that maybe could lead to at least a lead, if nothing else.
Yeah, I think we're going to try to find out who would have had access to get that ring, so we can maybe find out who framed him.
I remember we went and tried to sort of eavesdrop on him because he was having a conversation with somebody else, but no, I don't remember if we were able to glean anything from that.
From
Didn't we go to the library and like we were trying to talk to the friend, and we also like tried to, he was talking to somebody else, and so we were trying to like discreetly listen to the conversation.
I guess that would have been when we first met him at his place, but
I think
I
that
just
could have been one. I think that was one of the other libraries.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not the one next to the actual ruins below's entrance. I think that was the more main, and because there was one of his friends was there who, because there was the guy there who received information they thought was the worshiper of the
Yes.
false god or whatever, and y'all followed him, and things happened, and y'all got put in jail, and
Yeah. Yeah, that
you know,
catastrophically.
we call that a Tuesday.
things
Okay.
happened. Things happened,
May have accidentally almost killed him.
Almost, yes. His heart was no longer beating. We brought him back, though. I mean, come on.
He was only mostly dead. It wasn't completely dead.
So do we want to pick up with Professor Prolix and ask him a few more questions, or I guess I'm asking to the group or whoever, or do we want to pick up on the way to the archivist friend?
Well, technically, where are we right now? Like, are we at the inn with
Actually,
Prolix?
yeah, we did end at
Yes.
the end because
You did a investigation to check to see if the ring had an effect on the temperament, because we found out that it worked, that it has some kind of amplifying effect on emotions. Iridium does, kind of like the slime in Ghostbusters 2, or
Okay.
whatever.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
And you had determined that its effect on the immediate area didn't seem noticeable. Like its small amount or in proximity didn't seem to have an effect, but there did seem to be a, maybe not citywide, but at least district wide. Like there seemed to be some overall
Dissent from
Yeah.
the lower caste or
Yeah.
the blue collar workers. Okay, and that because we're at an inn in the Alluvium district now, like on the northeast side of the city.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, which is a lot like the populated by a lot
Working.
of the miners that go dig up mud and dig up different things, and like it's definitely the more working class district.
They're the ones working above the river of slime.
Yes,
Okay.
something like that.
Yeah, got it.
And I found out, Kazran found out in his own words that Question is totally waiting for Balasar to make the move. Totally waiting. But he's got to make the move.
He's at least got to ask a question for her to answer it. I think that was the,
Yeah,
if I
yeah.
remember, that was the specifics. Was you had said that, hey, just so you know, you could talk to him through this sending stone thing, and then she was like, I can't provide an answer without a question. That was all she
So,
said.
brother, you have the sending stone. I mean, you got the cell phone, you got the number in there, you got the digits.
The
So
hotline
call
bling.
me maybe.
See, I'll leave you with that. But I guess we pretty much, ended with us sleeping. So, unless I suppose we were doing anything else that night, I guess we're waking up.
Yeah, judging by looking at everything, it looks like I think it looks like a long rest was like one of the last things that actually took place. So before
And
we
we
logged off.
told Prolix. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
We told him to like just stay on the down low, right?
Correct. Yeah, he wasn't going to go back to the chateau until his name was cleared, or at least so that it was. It seemed like less likely that there would be some kind of ambush or accusatory nature, or whoever this other party is wasn't setting them up with something else or whatever. At least we had more info.
Did that heavy set halfling that we had a pager to work for Prolix?
Yes. I actually forgot his name now.
I don't remember. It didn't make my notes. I just remember the out of breath guy. I don't think it made my notes.
Oh yeah. The guy that couldn't get the sending stone to work. Yes, gotcha. I remember that guy.
I guess we still have that way to contact him, but maybe we shouldn't. I guess we're all at breakfast now. I guess I don't know. So I don't have to speak out. Fuck yeah!
Of course it was.
That's Crowdor's next character.
I like it.
Oh, burn.
All right. So yes, that was where we left off. Was I guess effectively the morning of the next day after the encounter with the professor.
I just get up and go down for breakfast.
Mm-hmm. I stretch. Get dressed,
Probably not the first person up, but
I imagine Brutus is already down at breakfast.
Yeah, I assume Thena's early since might as well hang out in the breakfast room or bar area.
So it's salamander bacon for me.
Brutus is sitting at a table, just semi meditating, listening to the surroundings. But you know how you like stare at some spot in the air that's like 5 or 10 feet in front of you, and you're not looking around or doing
Zoning
anything.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I step into that space. I step into that space and just kind of stare back and like, you there?
No reaction.
Of course not. I sit down.
I comment on the fact that you have a lizard brother and you're eating salamander bacon. That seems wrong.
Acceptable.
Just saying.
I just keep eating my bacon. I just give you a look. Just eating my bacon. Just Oh.
This causes Brutus to break his trance and turn to stare at Kaz.
Get your own letter. I inspect the letter.
Yeah. No one's supposed to know where we are.
How
I-
long have
we
y'all
did-
been in the inn?
We've been
And-
here like one day, right?
No,
Or,
I
like,
mean, how long have y'all been in here for eating breakfast before I got here?
probably a couple hours.
Anybody suspicious? Anybody who's also been here for a couple hours?
I don't know. Did I notice anybody drag? In my Dina. Oh, did mine not work? How do I do it?
You go to skills tab. Do it from the skills tab.
I thought I did it.
So even in your 1,000-yard stare, which seems to be to an extent it's like a state of visible appearance from the outside, but you're still alert on the inside and keeping
Right.
look of your surroundings. There's nothing that has seemed suspicious. You didn't see a courier come in and drop off a letter, not since y'all have been down here at least.
Interesting.
But people, patrons come in, they grab a bite, and then they go off to work and that kind of thing. So there hasn't really been a lot of there's not really any lingering traffic down here. It's mostly morning times, or a couple people come in from upstairs, that actually stayed, and then they usually leave. And then there's people that come in, grab a bite, then go off to work, and that kind of thing. But no one's been kind of lingering around or looking suspicious by any means.
We've been pretty careful too.
Did we tell Question where we were, or did we not even tell her? Okay. Yeah.
Well,
I wouldn't open that just yet.
oh, I'm opening it. Well, I'm to cast detect magic. Okay, 1 second. Oh, it's way too early, brother. I ain't even had my coffee yet. Damn it.
I was wondering from the DM's perspective, he was like, how could he get it so wrong?
There is a light impression right at the pivot. Like, you think about a standard, it looks like a standard envelope, like we have in modern times. With you lick it and you seal it, and it's like the little flap, right? Right at the little point at the bottom of the flap. Um, there, there appears that's right on there. Appears to be where um, where that little magical impression is, and it looks like an oval. Maybe even pointed at the ends a little, like kind of like a football shape.
An eye shape. Okay, well, before he can open it, I'm gonna grab it and then like hold it up to the light or like a candle behind it. You know what I mean? Like to
Is there anything
see.
written on the letter besides what I see there?
Not on the envelope. No,
Yeah, that's why I'm an envelope.
there is
To
not.
like see if there's anything in it. You know?
Okay, investigate.
Okay.
Okay. It looks like a piece of paper folded up like three ways. You know, like you would do like a business letter, and then folded three ways the other way.
Okay.
So it's like
So
business
like a
letter fold
small.
long, like long ways and then sideways.
It's almost like business card size. Well, a little bit bigger, but yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking maybe. Okay.
No, I was just to say that was it. Yeah, it's like down to the looks like a sheet of paper the way it's folded down to about this little bit bigger than the size of a business card, and you can see that it's bulged from just the paper fold
So
a little.
if I like shake it a little, there's no like powder or anything moving around with the parchment.
Get an
Not
anthrax scare.
Yeah,
not
not a glitter bomb.
not that you can see.
Okay.
The one thing that with your investigation 15, whoop, I don't know why I'm clicking that. The one thing with the 15 you can see is that there appears to be on the edges, like if you were to hold the paper in both hands, like the envelope in both hands on each side, um, like you can see almost like where there are finger impressions, and like very faint. I mean, it would be like almost like a fingernail was like someone gripped it kind of tight, um, and it's slightly damp in where those fingertip impressions are.
So recently held. Interesting.
Is it raining? Is it raining?
No, it is.
I mean, we're in the
Um,
desert, so just
yeah,
checking.
yeah, it is
I
particularly
Sweaty
dry even
palms.
for the desert.
Sweaty palms. Okay.
Sweaty palms person holding the.
Okay. Well, it's giving
I,
us more. I,
if somebody wanted to come after me, I mean, if they knew where I was, it seemed like there would have been a better way than with a letter. I do show them where, like, here's this little magical impression. That's kind of I point that out to them. I think maybe instead of opening the letter like I would normally open, which I would be breaking this little seal, I just kind of open it from the ends and pull the letter out that way.
All right, one.
Oh God, I'm gonna
One
have to
sec.
roll something.
Boom! No, no.
Got
No,
him.
before like as you point out that to Thena. What
she
did
thought it was an
Kazran
eye.
think it was when he saw the shape? Because he's having to describe the shape because y'all can't see it, right? Because it's only a magical aura, so only he can see it. So what? How do you describe it, Kaz? And what is like when you describe it? What do you think it is when you say it, or like what are you giving them when
I
you
just
point
know
it?
it's abjurations. That could be like a ward or something. But I only rolled a one, so
But you could see the shape of it.
yeah.
Okay.
I just know from what Drat it was what did he say? It was an oval and
Kind of pointed on the ends like an
pointed on the
eye.
ends, like maybe an eye.
He didn't say that.
Does that?
We're bringing that up.
I said like an eye,
Oh
but
yeah,
so
yeah.
you're re-describing it to me, and I'm gonna say like an eye.
This was like maybe. Have we seen something like that? Is that
Is that a symbol for any of these groups? The eye? Like the professor's group, do they have a symbol?
Uh,
I forget their names, I apologize.
The Allegiance of All Sight.
All sight.
That sounds like a zing zing there.
Yeah, I think it's safe. I mean, what's going to happen? We're going to unfold this letter, and out comes a paper mache elephant, and we'll have to.
The three factions, if I get this right, it's the All Sight, the Cobalt Soul, and the Consortium of the Vermilion.
of course, Consortium of the Vermilion were the bitches with the red
Yeah.
robes who tried to kill us.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's
Yeah.
the one who tried to recruit us first, and the last zone we were in.
No, she was just following us. She didn't try to recruit anything, and then she tried to cave us in.
Well, y'all were told. Well, no,
Bitch.
at the bar before we went in, they were like, "Oh, I know about all these things," and y'all were like, "Yeah, let's follow this seemingly evil person here." And I'm like, "No." I think maybe that exact same person. I don't remember.
So, Kaz, you do open it though, and you open
Yeah.
it from the end. So, like you're tearing it like down the edge instead of trying to undo the flap or whatever, and then try to pull it straight out the side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or like dump it out even. Don't touch it.
So you tear down the side of the envelope. Nothing seems to happen.
What do you mean no tear happens?
The-
No. Like you do tear down the side of the envelope, but
Okay.
no secondary unknown
No
effect
elephants pop out. Okay.
appears to happen. No giant elephants.
I pull the letter out.
Or like cards from Alice in Wonderland with swords, or whatever, like playing cards. Like no.
What does it say?
So do you touch the letter or do you
Yeah,
dump it
yeah.
out?
Yeah, he said he pulled it out.
Okay, so you pull it out, open it up, and then it says when you fold it open, there's only in hastily written script. I think we're figuring it out. -A.
Ew. She's a water genasi, ain't she?
She is a water genasi, yes.
So slightly damp in the end. I mean, I was hoping it'd be AO, but
I can't remember where exactly did we part up with them. It was after we got to the city, right?
we got to the city and we pretty much split up. I did send by myself a message. I did two messages. I got a reply the first time, and she seemed kind of upset and erratic, like things maybe went bad. My interpretation, Kazrin's, was because they didn't turn on us. They were probably in trouble with who they were working for, but I don't know. So the note just says we are getting close.
No, it
Or
says
we-
I think we're figuring it out. A.
Okay.
Now that I know that I think that's AO, does that little symbol remind me? Does it trigger something that makes me think this definitely is AO?
I don't think. I think that based on even like your initial thoughts of what it is and how that went, even knowing this AO, I don't know that you have gleaned anything new from that.
Is it sorry. Did your messages tell them where we were?
No.
Okay, so still kind of creepy.
Oh yeah, there's that. We would almost guess if the people who were following us would have been the Vermilion people. We were careful. We were really careful coming in here. Even when we left and came back, we took a slow, long way around.
Yep.
You felt very confident that
Yeah.
you were not being followed and that there were no eyes on you when you took residence here or when you came back last night.
However, somebody here could have. I mean, we are an odd-looking group, so
Maybe
if
there's
there's like a network of information wanted about us, then like anyone who saw us here could have reported that, right?
There's also magical means of detecting people, or just being able to literally just stare at someone you know from
I mean, and there could have
across.
been somebody invisible hanging on the side of our wagon when we came over here.
Yeah, someone strong enough to hold on to the wagon.
Got him.
Pow!
So they're after the same thing. I say this to the group and to help kind of joggle memory. They're after the same thing we are, right? Finding the way to the Caramaro, Ruidium, and all that.
But what's their motive?
Ruidium is power. That's power, wealth. I think with the people we're working for is a little more on the knowledge side of things. Maybe not necessarily using it for evil, but I believe the Vermilion people just
I mean, there are more rough. Well, no, That's. I mean, we're all kind of a rough group. We're like lizards and whatever, but they're like ogre and I don't. What are they?
uh,
Isn't there one that's particularly big?
yeah,
Yes,
that they
they do have an ogre. Yeah,
Okay.
human. They also have a drow and
What's our motive?
uh we Kazrin kind of shies on that one. Well, the last thing when we got out of that place where we were trapped, when we had to go through all the betrayer stuff, we kind of yelled out at a god, and they answered back, and they got us out of there, and we're on their path now, finding that person from. Really scroll up on my notes here. Finding the person who originally held
The
that
hero.
amulet. That. Speaking of which, do Brutus, that amulet? Do you have it under your shirt? Do you have it kind of hid?
I'm trying to imagine if he's wearing kind of a shirt that would hide or robes. I don't know what he's wearing, but what am I wearing? Is that on this sheet? No, I guess I don't imagine that it's hidden, but um, e- easy access.
Any any voices since you've had it? Like I mentioned, I've had the gods talk to me twice. I didn't really like
Brutus
it.
Brutus breathes heavily through his nose and he says, "Fate has put us on a path. This amulet is likely the death of me, um, but no voices yet, and it seems a bit hurried." He says.
Kazrin looks a little somber at that because he just says, "I felt heavy when I had it. I felt did put us on a path to death. I was hoping maybe you had a more optimistic take on it."
Brutus says, I I don't think this is the good of at least me. But we have a duty, I feel.
So we're on a theoretical rescue mission to certain death?
Well,
Not certain. No, not certain. Highly probable.
we
And
still don't know what was opening up, and I kind of look around and realize we're in a public place. We still don't know what was opening up. The uninvited in-laws that were coming in at our last home.
Oh yeah, all the devil
Probably
whatever stuff was
all of
coming
our
in.
in-laws, which we don't want to see ever. Uh,
huh.
I feel like this is all. I mean, this is all linked. That's our path. We're just having to kind of utilize these factions to get where we need to go.
yeah. If you
Well,
recall from way back, way long time ago, when what seems like forever ago, when this happy trail began, Like, as you were just trying to follow a lead and figure out what was going on with this amulet, and then like literal hells were opening up and all kinds of terrible things were coming through in your, direct world that were major threats. And that went from a we should figure out what this is about, and this weird dude who's trapped somewhere, like maybe this is a bad thing, and then it was like this is a bad thing, and then you got transported here when trying to figure that out, and then now you're just trying to connect the dots.
So there's some parallels between the path of the people who held that amulet and us, it seems. Which would mean if the events that were happening then are trying to happen now, which would be, the literal hell on earth, or demonic plagues, or whatever, all of the betrayer god action that's going on, would definitely be bad.
Gods fighting gods in the material plane.
Well, hopefully there's some sort of reward at the end of this quest. That's not death. Speaking of, where do we want to start today?
Out of character, where were we trying to go investigate, or where did he tell us to go?
He has a friend at a library near the entrance to near the
Near the dig?
near the Allegiance entrance to the dig, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because there are multiple entrances.
And were we trying to get in still, or are we trying to follow up a lead on some?
We're both. I mean, we're trying to get in because we assume that's where our drowned buddy is,
That's right.
in a state of, I don't know, eternal sleep or something weird that keeps him alive for centuries.
I'm just poking at the envelope now, and since I believe this came from AO, I go ahead and break it at the magical seal and see if anything happens. Okay. Just be a magical envelope liquor.
Maybe if we get another one in the future and you notice it has the same sign, it will give us some confidence.
It's true. Maybe there was a clue left for us. One of the group was a wizard. One moment.
Is it
Galasariad, I think.
Mm-hmm.
The drow.
That's right.
should we tell the professor that maybe it's not we're not as hidden as we thought we were, and maybe he should find a different place to.
But we're not even exactly sure where he went, so if
No,
we
he's
don't.
here,
Oh, did we send him
right?
here? I
We
just
did,
know
yeah.
we told him to.
Yeah. No,
Y'all
we
invited him
brought
back to
him
the here. Yep.
Okay, well, yeah, we could.
and he's hiding in one of our rooms, or his own room or whatever.
I think it was his own room.
Okay.
He's just here.
Well, maybe we could have a quick chat with him too. I wouldn't mind asking him a little bit more about the Vermilion consortium of the Vermilion, and actually maybe a couple questions about Question.
Okay.
And he's supposed to be here, right? Like,
It's a door. I look at the
Just-
door. Does it look like? Does it look like? Does the door look like it's been picked or prodded or anything?
I kick door. Move out of the way, brother.
Balzar, you're gonna have to pay for that shit.
It's not tampered with. Found it like that.
KGB strikes again.
Well, I assume you busted the lock off of it, so
Lock is
It's
fine.
like-
Door's
they-
broken.
While
They're
they're
gonna
kind
have
of
to replace
arguing
the
over the
door.
door, I look in the room. Is there anybody in there? Like,
like scorch marks or like charcoal marks.
do I think he teleported himself out, or someone maybe came in and grabbed him?
Brother, can you read the runes?
Does the bed look slept in?
Yeah, any sign of struggle? Maybe he's pulled out of bed, sheets on the floor, or anything. I can send him a message.
Is
Does the circle look like it was hastily done or neatly done?
Good question.
Yeah. I'm looking for like smudges and streaks and stuff, or was it like looks like nice circles and shit,
There a window in this room, Dredd?
Yeah, I know, I know, I know. Chalk is a ingredient and it also goes. Got it. Oh, okay.
Well, I say we motivate and go investigate the place that he pointed out to us.
You want me to?
Circle
Hold
looks
on.
deliberate to me.
Hold on. Let me look at my spells. I can need to cast this early in the morning. Barely had my coffee.
Is there anything invisible in the room? I have to ask because I can see invisible things.
I'm I'm
I-
gonna.
A little Jedi-ness.
I was confused on the word effectively.
I'm gonna cast a third level spell slot and cast sending, and send it, yeah, to Professor Prolix. Just say, where are you? Are you in danger? Give me as much detail as you can.
You have to come fix your broken door.
He could have left a note. Fucking wanker.
Riddles.
See, let's go.
And how about that level of detail? It's a detail. Okay, I tell them, yeah, he's fucking fine. He's paying for this door. Just like that when we got here.
What door? I've already stashed it under the bed.
He took the door off.
Carefully covered it up, you know.
Just laid it on the bed, put the sheet over it. What door?
All right, then. Tally ho, I guess. My notes just say archivist friend. I hope I remember more.
But we also overheard. We overheard about one too, right? In the bar. Yeah. So there are either they were talking about the same one, or there are at least 2 hidden entrances found by different groups.
And everybody has a lead except us, so let's go to the thing and see if we can find some. Everybody's like, I've almost got it. It's gonna be like a big clusterfuck. We're gonna arrive and be like, where have you been?
All right. Balsar, next time, I can just pick the lock, right?
Takes time.
I'm just picturing me being like, my face is like 6 inches from the door, looking at the knob and everything, and then boom, it just.
It's gone. Yeah.
Splinters fly around your face. All right. You guys want to walk or hitch a cab?
I guess we can take a cab. I guess Tom
I'm not
maybe.
walking. I've got money. Okay,
Oh.
gone. I'm no pauper.
Let's see if I've got anything picture-wise for this place. I don't think I do.
On the ride there, I just say to Balasar, it's like, I mean, aside from just a date, it might be good to try to get some information from Question too. We still want to be allies and what is to come.
Yeah, use that body of yours to dig out information.
I'll use something to figure out information.
So when you arrive, the basic description is tan stone columns and pointed archways form the circumference of an enormous tower on the northeast side of the Sigil district. Inside, text from across Exandria fills shelves that line the wall space between the floor and the library's vaulted gold ceiling. Staircases and magical lifts provide access to the highest shelves. The floor sits a mixture of weathered wooden desks and colorful cushions.
I prestidigitate everyone clean because we're going into a library. We need to be respectful.
What do you think we were doing last night?
I don't judge.
At least Balasar smells better now.
Mm-hmm.
So when you arrive at the library, it is bustling. It is a public library for the most part, but there are sections that seem to be for private only, or for those with access only, at least. There is quite a bit of bustle of people that are in and out looking at different books and doing different research, and there's a handful of different what looks to be scribes and other library workers that are assisting people with the right pulling things off the actual shelves themselves. So it does look like there's a even though it's public, you're not allowed to grab the things off the shelves yourself. You have to ask for it and then they get it for you, kind of thing.
Is there an information desk?
There does seem to be a kind of a central area where these people are like going through what looks to be a giant cabinet, if you will, like a card catalog almost, and then they go off and then they all come back to this little area on one side near this basically card catalog where the workers come back and forth and seem to congregate around.
I elbow Brutus and say, well, you wanted to do something. Go ask them where we can find a man.
A man.
Our
This isn't
man.
this type of place.
Kind.
Brutus strolls up there, getting ready to use his exceptional charisma.
Yeah, ain't none of us got charisma. Archivist Kime.
Yeah, he walks up to the I don't know if there's a desk or kind of thing there, and
I go with him.
waits for somebody to notice him.
I watch for mostly
Can I get the name of the guy again? I'll use it next time. It was Q something or
Kime.
Kime.
Yeah. I'll put the spelling in Discord real quick.
Like lime, but with a K.
That was when you put the lime in the coconut. That's how I
Okay.
put it in my notes. Oh,
Yeah, I just
Kime.
wanted to
That
put
makes sense.
And he's a half orc, right?
Orc or half orc.
Orc or half orc. He is of orcish descent, is all that the professor had said.
I mostly want to pay attention to the whoever he asks, their reactions when he says the name, or just kind of
Yeah, I'm just waiting for somebody to notice, and if they don't, then I'll do the.
Okay, pep talk. We can do this, team. This is the thing we're most horrible at, but we can do it. I got it.
I take my quarterstaff, kind of like a walking stick, and tap it on the ground 3 times, kind of loud.
When he does it, I prestidigitate the sound of hitting a little bell, on a desk. Ching.
Can you tell me where I can find Kime? I don't have much of my lizard eyebrows try to go up, whatever they are. Hmm?
Yes, now, would you tell us where he is?
I give him a smack on the belly with the back of my hand. I give the rest of the group, in case Thena was like hanging back, I give the rest of the group a let's go, and then I quickly follow.
Thank you so much for your help. Have a blessed day.
I peer inside.
So just gonna nonchalantly kind of walk into the
And
room
join the group.
discreetly. Yeah, kind of like
Once I see Thena kind of
sidle over towards the group.
kind of just like joining the group so that we can listen in, Brutus walks over too, but he's not quite as good at making it like just joining nonchalantly, more like just like
An awkward toe.
yeah.
A 7
Okay.
foot lizard man enters the chat.
Ooh.
More than small talk. Awkward toe.
Yeah. When they stare.
You're muted. It's not coming through.
It's
When
kind
they
of coming
stare at
through.
us,
Well, it's coming through
I
me.
turn to look at Kaz as if it's basically, Kaz, fix this.
Lord.
Or you could just say hi and introduce yourself.
I
What is
I
the
say
orc? Did the orc
yeah
stop and turn as well?
Yeah, he's in the circle.
yeah. I just say I look directly at the orc-ish fellow and say, Kime, I presume.
I'd just go ahead and send him a quick message to Kime saying, sorry to awkwardly interrupt. We're sent from Professor Prolix. Perhaps we could talk more privately, and then you can get back to your private conversation.
Okay, I follow him.
I'll politely nod to the circle of people, and then I'll follow.
You say empty, like no people, but still books, or just no books? Okay, okay. Okay, gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
I just kind of mutter under my breath while we're following him to like Brutus and gotta ruin all the freaking plans.
Plans.
Two for two.
Alright, Kaz, you explain it.
Thanks. Are you too close?
Is the door closed here, Drad? Did they close the door? Okay, okay. I stand nearish the door still. I mean, in range so that I can hear what's going on, but I'm also kind of listening for things that may be outside of the door.
Your friend is afraid that he may have been framed, and he sent us to try to find evidence to the contrary. I go ahead and tell him about the ring. So it's, slipped into his pocket. He has a satchel. He thinks there may be something in there too, but he doesn't want to pick it up because he's afraid of what could be in there. And we can find some evidence of who would have access to these materials, and we can maybe find out who would be able to have the ability to frame him.
As you kind of talk to him and you start saying these things, like you can see his eyes unlock a little and like brighten as he's like intrigued or perhaps validated in some way. Conspiracy, I knew it! It's always this way. Shadowy forces in the background, always trying to bring down Ank'Harel.
What do you mean by that?
I've had my suspicions of many different plots. And he goes on to talk about, like the way he starts to explain things sounds a lot like someone who's a little tinfoil hatty talking about aliens,
Yeah.
the government's been hiding all the information, and then there's these secret factions that are doing this and that, and they're like, maybe there is some truth to some of the things, but there's also a whole lot of inferences that led to other inferences that led to other inferences that are now in La La Land, somewhere out in Wackadoodle country. That maybe he's a little over exuberant in his connecting of the dots. And many people have made that apparent to him. And now that they're like this little glint of, aha, there is a secret plot, there is some kind of shadowy something going on, it's only validated his
Yeah. Okay. Crazy delusions.
his entire life of delusions have now come to the forefront of I was right all along. So that's
Okay.
that like, and it's almost overwhelming, this exuberance that's coming in this way, and you're like, whoa, like dial the crazy back,
Dial it back.
Yeah, we should just pull on one thread at a time here.
I think let's get back to the point of hand, which is, would you be able to direct us towards like records that show that catalog things taken from the ruins?
As these may not be in the public records.
Right.
Yes, I have my own personal collection. Let me show you of some things that I have gathered. And so he's going to start showing you some things, and it is clear that he is a very good researcher, and he is very observant, and he is very good at collecting facts. He's just horrible at making conclusions from facts.
Okay.
All right, so first off, he's like, here's a book of expeditions to Kermaro. And so this contains a detailed record of all things cataloged in and out, timelines, who, what's the team, etc. They keep some very bureaucratic level, information on this type of thing. Then here are some other documents that I've been collecting about a new faction in the city called the Sentinels of Memory. And you get a ping off of that. You've already encountered things about the Sentinels of Memory already.
Okay. Um. uh.
Yeah, I don't have them in my notes. At least I don't think I do.
Mm.
Yeah. Me.
Oh,
One investigation. I have a +8.
I want him to do the best investigating without distraction.
With advantage. Go for it.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
So I'm going to put those in the chat here.
Wist was the one that sent us on our mission to get the elephant too.
Is he?
Mhm.
The log indicates that the group was accosted by a thief on its way back to the surface, but mention of what was stolen is missing from the record.
Um, I just kind of nudge Kazrin and like, is there anything in the records about like an amulet? Yeah, like the one that we got, right? Because
Yeah, no,
if
I
that
was.
was if that was originally the hero's amulet, then it's possible that it was also recovered and somehow transported or teleported.
Does
Any
that make
mention?
sense that our fellow who is supposedly sealed and forgotten, and that's where he is, I guess?
I
That's,
mean,
yeah,
with
my
the
next question is any indication of what was what is being sealed? What's in the prison? Besides, any indication of what would happen if that thing was no longer in the prison? Okay.
hmm. So kind of um as an aside, it sounds like we need to figure out who this thief was in order to like take the next step towards tracking down how the ring made its way to uh Prolix.
I have a few thoughts, but I'm
Well,
wanting
hold
to
on.
save them until we're just ourselves.
Uh, so the documents you found, there was mention of a ring,
Yes.
but they don't say what was stolen. Does that indicate that when they got back, they still had the ring, and so the thing that stolen was not the ring, or it just wasn't said?
It just wasn't said.
Okay.
So either it was said and somebody deleted it from the report
Mm.
to cover uh to set up the Prolix as the fall guy, right? Because if there was record of it being stolen, then if it showed up in Prolix's stuff,
Well, I guess since we're talking about here, my thought is like, yeah, there's no thief. They lied.
Do we know anything about Ambara? Oh, those are two different people. Okay.
Well, I'll just ask Kaim while I'm here. Whist, we've worked with Whist before. What are your thoughts on this guy?
We have to take this through a strainer, I think, whatever his thoughts are.
well, the other thing we should maybe ask him is who would be in the organization who would be like Prolix's, I don't know, like competition or highest competition or enemies, like who would benefit from him getting
Yeah, would Wisp and
chucked.
somehow benefit from that?
Yeah, or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we need to know that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Wow. Okay.
Okay. Interesting. And what was the date of that expedition? Like
2 months
relative
ago.
to now? 2 months
Two
ago.
months
Okay.
ago. And then also as a result of that, you start thinking about that, and you go back and looking. Um, you examine by going back and looking at the expedition records. Um, there's a few recovered items that have been redacted or left unfinished. Um, it isn't glaringly obvious that maybe there was something written and then erased, and then maybe something written over it. And then there were some other things where like maybe just all the details weren't filled in, like they normally always are. And because of your role, see, you notice that all of these records were from expeditions led by Whist.
So all of the expeditions that are kind of like missing details were led by Wist. Is that okay?
So he's just with your extra intuition, we think maybe he's just leaving the shit out. He's the one.
A little fishy.
Mm-hmm.
To that he's inclined to believe the rumors that the Sentinels of Memory will do anything to achieve their goal, keeping Ankorel safe from whatever might be lurking below it. He also believes the Consortium and the Sentinels are working together.
The red guys.
Yeah, we've had some less than pleasurable dealings with him.
It's like spreading evil or something. But our trapped dude believes that they're coming in there and mining it, and it's taking away something from him, all the light from him, what he can see. Mhm.
But pain. Yeah. Well, if that is what's powering the keeping him alive,
Hmm.
right?
All right. Well.
Lexium?
Like the reverse of Superman crystals. Instead of making him weaker, that's what's keeping him alive. Elixion, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so when you said that all of those expeditions that were kind of missing details or had information like written over were all led by Wist, but were Anabara or Idris part of those as well? Okay. Okay. But the leader of the expeditions would probably have logs of who he took on the expeditions.
Did we get a sense of how long these little expeditions are when they go in and come out?
Is sorry, we may know this already and just refresh my memory, but for the river district, I mean, are they pumping that water up from the ruins? Like if the ruins are all underwater, then it seems like you just dig a really big well to. I remember that. Hmm. Right. Okay, yeah, I remember because the bottom of the dome was like a spongy, like silty stuff. So like you couldn't just swim down. It like bled through. Okay, yeah, I remember that now. Um, all right, and then right, yeah. Okay. And then so I think the only thing uh that he hasn't answered was did Prolix have any like enemies or competitors?
Or or did Whilst have something to gain if Prolix is out of the way?
Right, yeah. Mm-hmm. Kind of like the Jedi Council. And Whist is an arcane archivist. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. How many archivists are there in the organization? Okay, yeah, okay. It's kind of what I was figuring, but a majority of the population, right? Like the. Mhm. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Okay.
Now, what are our actionable items?
Well,
Do we tell the professor what we found or what our suspicions are? Or do we approach Whist?
I kind of want to approach Whist and just. I mean, he's the one that like gave us the mission for us to become an initiate, so we could just pose it like we just want to like say hi and get to know him. you
Or
know,
what's next? How can we?
right, something like, hey, do you have anything for us to do? And use that as like a, I don't know, feel them out kind of thing. Not an interrogation.
I see.
Try to get sent on an expedition.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be good too. So, but do we have anything else that we want to ask Kime?
I don't think so. I feel like your exceptional insight roll made him or the whole encounter spill their guts really quick. So I think we're probably good.
So where I do want to ask him, where could we find Whist?
And he knows that they have recently returned from expedition, and they have returned to the chateau, and are currently like engaged in both cataloging and initial research in some of the findings. So they should be in their research, like in their lab or whatever, in the Crystal Chateau.
Which was in the guided district, yeah.
I do.
No, it's also in the Sigil District.
Oh, it's also in the Sigil district.
Yeah, it's instead of on the northeast side, it's just south. It's the south side of the Sigil District.
Okay.
I do commend Kime on his organizational skills, and thank him for letting us look through everything. And I say I hope maybe someday I can peruse your library again, see what else is in here.
Like you can see, he's still like in this almost. I don't want to say salivating, but it's like it's almost there where because of all the conspiracy theory validation, and you can see that he's started to like lose focus a little bit, and he's like in his own headspace as he's trying to think about, trying to make connections at the moment. And it very much like you get this depiction of like the meme of Charlie Day in front of the pins with all the yarn connected to one thing or another. Like you see him going over to his like reports and things that he has on his table, and he's just like looking a little mad, not angry mad, the crazy mad, like looking a little
Yeah.
looking a little crazy, as he's now starting to go through, and it's like, now that we know this, and then that, like the supplies that were missing, or this caravan that was attacked, and this shadow faction, and then he just starts rambling to himself, and he is completely shut off from anything that you're saying to him. He's just not paying attention at all.
So let's see if we can go find Whist.
Yeah, the other thing, so we just kind of like leave him to his musings. But like as we're walking out, kind of like the other thing that we could maybe do is try and like find some sentinels to talk to and like pose as wanting to join, and seeing what they're like, even if it's a secret organization.
Oh, that sounds
They're
dangerous.
gonna have some. No, but like think about like any cult, right? Like they're not gonna tell you all the culty things, but they are gonna have a philosophy or like a core belief that they're gonna share with anyone that like wants to join, right? That their advertisement, like what their mission is.
This sounds like something if we were good at, we wouldn't have got kicked out of the Cobalt Soul.
We didn't get kicked out of the Cobalt Soul. We just ruined one mission.
I mean, I like I like where you're going. I would like to know more of what's in their pamphlets, but we're gonna get some attention trying to find a secret society. What
Wouldn't it be easier to find them if they come and found us?
what is our game plan with Whist? I wouldn't mind
I don't
talking
have
about that.
I don't have one. I mean,
Like, what if
I was just gonna make Balasar stand uncomfortably close to him.
Well, uncomfortable for who?
what if it goes bad? I mean, we could try to get a job from them. I was just wondering how deep do we have to go?
Well, we like going back to like this, right? Like,
Well, what are the chances that Whist in the test for us to join that was designed to not have us join, that was designed to maybe get us killed and not have us join, but then the fact that we brought it
oh,
back completely fine.
well,
How did he act when we brought it back?
we never
What-
saw him.
that
We
bastard.
turned it into the gatekeeper. But was there anything, I should have thought of this a moment ago, was there anything in the records when we were looking through all those records about this elephant? Marble elephant. Was that one of the items that was stolen and then recovered? Like, was there record of that?
That's a good question.
Hmm. Okay, but it was stolen from them, from the Alliance, the Allegiance of Allsight. Right. But it wasn't supposed to be red, and it was like corrupted. Yeah. Okay.
We
But
could.
it wouldn't have been in the records about the expeditions because they didn't get it from. Okay, I gotcha. Okay.
I mean, we could check in with the Professor Prolix, I suppose. Waste another third level spell slot, but we could.
Maybe that's better than going to Wilst first.
I mean, he may tell us to go ahead and go and do that, but it might be good to go ahead and share what we have.
I mean, I don't see how approaching Whist as initiates um would look suspicious at all. Like, he was our point of contact for that mission.
No, I don't think that would be suspicious. It's a time. It's just a matter of time. And are we gonna? I'm not sure what we're gonna find, and it may take a long time to find it. I mean, it's not a bad play. I'd just it would probably quicker to go ahead and debrief the professor. That would take just a couple hours, and then we can go on to do what we're going to do anyway. If we start this and get sent on an expedition, it could be a few days.
Did you switch during the long rest? Did you switch from your octopus back to your bird?
I don't need a long rest for that. I'll just need 10 minutes, I think. But I have
Okay.
not yet.
Because the other thing we do is scout Whist while we debrief the professor.
I'd probably be out of range of the bird. Otherwise, I could try to. Yeah, I can give him command, and he can try to. I could tell him to like stick with him, and then, but I'd have to get pretty back close to the bird to. We ran into that before.
Mm-hmm.
But we could take maybe I can work on turning him back into a bird on if we take like a cab ride. But I'll have to send a message to. We don't have any other. Well, I guess could we try that little thing to talk to the Hufflebottom? I don't know. I don't know if he's still in contact with Hufflebottom. Yeah. Let's try that first just to save a spell slot. Um,
How many words did you get on the sending stone? Like 20?
I think it's 25,
25.
like normal. If you want to do the honors, I'm not sure who has it.
I think you do. Or
I was
maybe
very
not. I don't know.
I don't know. We'll say I do.
Who cares?
So I just click ascendings like are you still in contact with the professor? We would like to speak with him.
Not like somebody's sitting on it.
He butts into us. Can this be used more than once per day? Fuck.
I mean, do we not get a response back after he said that?
Well, that was the response to what we sent, right?
Oh, and that's it. That's the whole thing.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
We are the worst.
I mean, that's a little on him. I mean,
Right, then what would we do? Yeah, okay. Yeah, we needed to
I'll
plan that out more.
send ascending.
Plan.
Set. Yeah, I want to wait. I can send ascending, or I can hold on to this level 3 spell slot, and we can try to contact him tomorrow. And I guess maybe we can just keep going.
I
Well,
mean,
he knows where to find us. He knows we want to talk to him. He can fucking find us. Let's go talk to Wist. Yeah.
It's the second sending that he is sort of shortlisted me there in the return.
okay.
Yeah, he knows we want to talk to him.
What?
If he wants to hear the information we have, he can come find us.
What's still stopping us from going? We don't have access. We can't just go in and see the
No, we need to talk to
forgotten
Wist
under
and
temple.
figure out how to get on an expedition.
Yeah, we can
Oh.
go to WIS and try to get a job.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
But I assume if we're on an expedition, we would have access, right? I mean, like if we're with it, yeah.
Okay, well let's also just review our notes here for like if we do go talk to Whist, what is our goal? Because I thought I mean I have this sort of feeling that he's a bad guy.
Our goal is to get a job.
I think we're just really trying to see if we can get any more information about it. But I'm not.
Because I mean another way for us to get in, and it seems to me, is if we discover, or if and it does seem like things are pointing that way that Whist is doing something shady. Um, is that if we can report that to the professor, then maybe that's all we need, and then we get promoted, and now we can go in. Because get the professor, if as one of the, I mean, doesn't he? I mean, doesn't he have some pull? Yeah, and it
Well,
seems
I
easier.
can be more detailed in this next sending, and I can
Do
because it's just a direct me to him. So
well. Okay. The other thing is, do we know who the other sages are? Any of the other
Nah,
sages?
I don't know if that's important to our story, but
That was the Cobalt Soul. You're thinking of the guy, Cobalt Soul. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
okay, let me think of 25 words here. You know, talk amongst yourselves.
Well, we can't do that until tomorrow, anyways, right?
No, I can send another sending. It's
Oh.
going to cost a spell slot. Signs point to Wisp betrayal. 5 words. 20 more. What information do I really need to throw in here?
Ring was recovered on his expedition. Wait, Ring recovered his expedition. Uh,
Whist
no.
expedition. I would say Whist expedition. Don't use vague pronouns. Okay, wait. So
And then
type.
maybe say something like no notes. Yeah, we should type it in Discord a couple times. Try to get our 25 words in.
I opened up a spreadsheet because it'll, 25 cells. I'm just typing the words down. Signs point to Wisp betrayal. Ring recovered by him.
Pattern.
Maybe
Pattern in
alibi week.
records.
Maybe alibi week
Um.
that it was stolen. Blah blah blah. Maybe not.
Many inconsistencies.
No. Yeah. No plan to recover after supposed theft. Other entries. Have pattern of.
Too many words. I think we've run out already.
Signs point to Wisp betrayal. Ring recovered by him. Many consistencies in entries. It's only 13. This is very efficient.
Okay.
Many inconsistencies
In entries
in entries. Um.
or in paperwork, I guess maybe I should say.
Pointing. I would say pointing to cover-ups or something like that. Pointing to. Um. Yeah, cover-ups. That's one word, right? With a hyphen.
We're at 16.
It is, right? Okay, so read it again.
Signs point to Wisp's betrayal. Ring recovered by him. Many inconsistencies in entries, pointing to cover-ups.
No plans for
Recovery after theft.
yeah, after supposed theft.
Yeah, supposed theft. Yeah.
That's probably 25.
I just put no recovery after theft. Still got a few words, but we'll do that in
I would
case
say
I mumble.
after supposed theft.
Because you
Still,
really want to make it
because
strong that we think something is fishy.
yeah,
Signs point to Wisp's betrayal. Ring recovered by him. Many inconsistencies in entries, pointing to cover-ups. No recovery after supposed theft.
yep.
All right, so I cast. We're good with this, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I cast ending. Signs point to Wisp's betrayal. Ring recovered by him. Many inconsistencies in entry, pointing to cover-ups. No recovery after supposed theft.
Does he mean that we need to go? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. So now we need proof. So Athena, this is your ball game now. I think we need clandestine
Proof.
proof, like some
We're
kind of.
going to him. We're
So
going
wait,
to.
where is the ring right now? We have it. But the professor gave it to us. So how likely is it that we're gonna get bit in the ass by this? That he's making it seem like he's getting set up, and really he's using it to set us up.
I think you've spent too much time with Kine.
Well,
no,
I mean,
no.
we do not.
I worked as a bounty hunter on the streets. Like, everyone is an enemy potential, right? Like,
I was thinking more on the fact that this this red, the ruidium or whatever, can spread to organic, inorganic, whatever. And is there a chance that it's spreading to us? And how do we have it contained? Is it contained
yeah, look under your amulet on your chest
under it?
where it's touching your skin. Yes.
Oh, you think the amulet's also red? No, this is a holy artifact for 3 gods.
On the amulet. Okay.
Should
Okay.
we stash this ring then?
No,
Because
but we should. Is there any way that we can feel more comfortable with it, like not touching us or our belongings?
Because we could, the only friend that I think we could possibly have to, like, here, take this gun for us for a little bit would maybe be Question. And we'll give Balasar a reason to message Question. And I look at him and I smile.
You're really pushy.
I'm just making a suggestion. Maybe it'd be better if we didn't have this on us. But it's up to everyone.
Well, I think if we're going to be snooping around West looking for conclusive proof, then having that on us if we get caught is gonna look really fucking bad. So we should at least stash it for the time being.
we
I
could
was gonna like
We could fill up question. Look at Balasar and smile
Fill
again,
up question.
and see what she thinks.
Feel up question or fill
could-
up question.
Both.
I could question her.
Are,
I'm over here, like,
are
taking,
either
like-
of those answers answer on either that either or good? Like for
Everyone's like talking about stealth. I'm over here doing fucking practice swings with my sword.
Hey, Balasar, you got. If we do this, you got one sending with this per day, 25 words.
So, okay.
Just
So,
maybe ask if we can meet. There's some professional and maybe non-professional things to talk about, but definitely some on-the-job stuff we got to talk about. Won't be pushy.
Okay.
I'll let you use your words.
So, no. Hold on. I'm typing it out, all right? So I got a limited amount of words here.
Hey, we're not laughing at you, dude.
You should be, because I'm typing something.
Well, I was thinking that we should get you a jersey so that you can just be our mascot.
Just as a side
Might
note,
need a
when
jersey.
I listened to last week's thing, I listened to it today real quick, and like, man, everybody here's really good at like putting out opinions and bouncing things off each other. We did that a whole lot in the last session as well, and it's really fun.
Okay, so what should our message include? Like, we have an immediate situation and we need to meet ASAP.
Well, as soon as as possible. Don't make it too much of an emergency. We probably have all day if we needed. It's still early, right? It's like afternoon at earliest.
Have we even had lunch yet?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how long it took us to go through all those documents. It could have been a long time.
Could have been. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I wrote a 20 though, so pretty good.
Scan through.
And so did Tina. we
What's the using chatbot to like go through all the documents and find the
Can you
inconsistencies for
summarize this shit
us?
for me?
Um. So
yes, maybe see if she can meet us for a late lunch.
Yeah.
We're buying.
You're
Okay,
right.
I have a question about the ring. What do we know about the ring? Why is it a bad thing to have it planted on him or him to have it? Is it just because no items are supposed to leave without being cataloged, blah blah blah? And if he was the thief that stole the ring, blah blah blah. Okay.
Right, because the ring
Okay.
was stolen.
Belisar.
So then it would look. What? What?
I don't know if you could do emojis and sending.
Eggplant.
I respect my brother's free will.
I mean, you could just write
You could just write
eggplant
wink.
as a word.
I know. I added the eggplant in just to be funny.
Well, you succeeded.
Bowser, you're trying to keep up with the times.
Or wait, what it?
What?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that's what
I
was
just
trying-
added it. I just did eggplant to be funny.
I was saying, have you got rid of
Just
a
use
different
one of your
word?
level 3 spells to send an eggplant.
No, gosh, yeah, no. Use your sending stone. I snuck it on you the last session.
Well, no, I mean, if you get rid of like one of the other,
No.
You're trying to find a way to stick the eggplant in there.
no, I
Phrasing.
wasn't. I was gonna have him say this is not a surprise date unless, and like leave it at that.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah, Balasar.
Like we have an immediate situation. Get rid of the and just put a comma there. Could use your assistance with an object as soon as possible. This is not a surprise date unless.
I strongly recommend this.
Nope. I like it the way it is.
All right.
Don't take advice from the girl about a date. Go for it.
The trick is I don't need a date.
Hand doesn't count.
Her hand does.
Okay, so you sending it?
I typed a message in. I said that's what I'm sending. Like
Minus the eggplant.
minus eggplant. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a Hardee's there, I remember.
It's gonna be a blowout.
All right. Well, we can't reply, so let's go.
Kazan's really proud of his brother. Is this maybe a good 10-minute break time?
Take a break, get a drink, go potty.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I gotta do some
I can
things.
grab a beer. We got reservations at Applebee's.
Yeah, we have. There you go. That's a different establishment. That's across the road.
Where are you typing?
In the game. In
Oh, I'm in the wrong screen. I'm looking at Discord.
I mean,
my.
that's the brothel across the street.
When I first saw my inspiration star pop up was right after I said we can fill question up, and I was like, man, that's a weird thing to get inspiration for.
you're a voyeur.
All right, so we did get our summons. I guess the agreement to meet near the southeast city gate at Hardee's Meats and Pies, and so you'll have to. It is far enough that you'll have to take a cab if you plan on being there within the half-hour timeline.
Oh yeah, we're gonna tip. Hardee's quick.
And so you head on over, and then you arrive.
Prestidigitate. Prestidigitate my brother again.
Gotta look good.
And you arrive to find a bustling little sector. It's kind of like an open air market, but yet this open air section feels like kind of like you go into like a 50s bar and or like a speakeasy or like some kind of restaurant, and where they have like the big semicircular bench seats with the tables in the middle, and it's got a awning and everything set up so that it feels kind of like you're inside, even though it is still open air market kind of vibe. And Question is kind of sitting in the middle of one of these giant semicircle booths, and this giant table that is just stacked with all kinds of different meats and uh, different sides, etc. That it is like a giant buffet that they have already stacked up, waiting for y'all to arrive.
I send a message to my brother. Marry her.
Sandwiches.
I
Alright,
just
hold
kind of
on a
like
minute.
walk behind Balasar and just kind of like nudge him into the booth like in front of me so that he's sitting beside Question, and then I slide in after him.
Yeah, you can see her. She's like very leaned back, each arm up and over the back of the bench seat behind her, legs crossed, just very very nonchalant and casual.
We made it. Thanks for meeting with us.
Well, when you called, I couldn't help but answer. Now, could I?
I I hope not. My charm and a big dumb smile. Ah, but we do have something pressing.
It
I
seemed as
start grabbing
much.
some meat.
And he understands it more than I. And I point at Kaz.
As I'm putting like a big old some meat
Ah.
or something in my mouth.
Let's start
Oh,
eating.
yeah.
How's your food?
Thank you. One moment.
In our line of work, business must come before pleasure.
I'm more of a little column A, column B person myself. So we have an item that we would like to leave with someone we trust. Who's holding on to that right now, anyway? I don't know if we established that.
Just pretend you have it.
And I just I'll say I have it like in a little satchel, a little envelope or something, and I just slide that over.
That's sealed, right, Kaz?
Yes.
Okay.
You should probably warn her not to touch it.
Do
That
I?
seems like the
Is she magical? Is she like a magic user? Do I know?
Yes, she is.
I don't know. I made a note, and it's called investigation results, but I can't look at it. I don't know why. I can see it in my list here. Do you know how to do it? When I click on nothing happens. Oh, because it's already friggin' open. Oh God.
um
Say the all site and the Cobalt Soul, they have good relations with each other. Is that a correct statement?
Correct.
I mean, you did recommend us to them when we didn't quite pass our trial with you all. So, someone who is probably a counterpart of you on our side is in some trouble. And this is some evidence. At
I mean,
best, evidence. At worst, it's
how much do we want to tell her? Because she was traveling with the professor on the other continent. So, like, they're at worst acquaintances. Potentially more than that.
I'm gonna assuming we were talking about this going up to the place. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
be
yeah.
pretty forthcoming with her, I believe.
Okay. All right. So, okay. Going
Uh,
back to the
so
conversation with question.
yes, I suppose one of our bosses is potentially in trouble. We are going to investigate. Uh, it would be better if we didn't have this on us when we did, but this could be important later.
I see. Well, and you thought of me.
We did. We may not have a lot of friends, but we're definitely wanting to consider you a friend.
Hmm.
So I say the object, and then I send a message to her that says it's a ruidium ring. Uh, the object was planted on one of our professors. Uh, if we have it, that blame could be potentially shifted to us, the people we're investigating. That would not be very hard for them to do, I think. Just, we feel it would be safer if we had it in a safe distance.
Iridium has the potential to taint nearby objects or entities. It's a we're trying to straddle the this out of character. We're trying to straddle the uh, groups here. We failed to join one group. We're keep one leg in still.
Well, I mean, like I did mention before, this group and our group are somewhat on friendly terms. If we were part of the Vermilion consortium,
Consortium of the Vermilion Dream.
yeah, it would probably might be a different conversation.
Right. As far as we can determine, we don't know the exact extent or timeline of the potential danger, so it would probably be best to just keep it sealed and put away for now.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you um do that for us? For the time being, that would be best, yes. We don't know who all is involved or the extent of their involvement.
Perhaps she said that because she can't share information with us.
Disappointing.
Disappointing to keep secrets. Um, I say that we don't dilly dally. If she's agreeing to take this thing, we have our lunch, and then
We
we.
haven't eaten our lunch yet.
I'm saying we. She's
Okay.
agreed to take the thing. We have our lunch.
You
We
can
eat,
start eating.
and then we immediately go because we want to meet what's his nose today,
Okay.
if we can.
Well, I'm
How
not
big
gonna rush out of here, so I'm just.
how how big is this table? Okay. So, I'm just gonna I'm gonna say um thank you for your uh assistance in this matter, and I'm gonna eat over here, and I'm gonna just kind of like scoot away in a
See,
non-offensive way, just to give Balsar and Question a little bit more privacy if they wanted to talk about something else, non-business. Or I'm gonna say I'll assume that our
you're gonna
business
make this
is now concluded.
unnatural.
Brutus is completely oblivious to anything else that could possibly be going on here, and
My
so
guy.
he just carefully selects what he thinks might be good for him, and is eating.
I do
The
wait
best wingman.
I do wait another second just to make sure we're not abruptly ending anything else. Question may have to say. I do have another topic I want to go into though.
Well, I mean, I'm not so far away that I can't hear stuff. Just the illusion of privacy.
Illusions don't work on Balthazar.
Well, not a real illusion.
You can break all illusions with strength.
I do say the question. I do appreciate this. I'm disappointed it didn't work out the first time, but our skill set is something we're still trying to hone, I suppose. I would as well. We all would as well. I'm just waiting a moment to see if, kind of waiting for her to relax and kind of eat. See when the business part maybe. I have um, another motive for hoping that we would be able to speak again. That's not necessarily directly related to our quest at hand. I am pulling on a separate thread, and I have suspicions, and that's all they are. But if there was another group who found themselves in need of proper employment, who may be a little bit better than some of the places that we're deficient in, would you hear them out? Would you potentially be open to giving them a new home? I'm pretty sure this is true, but yeah, you've met them before. At least I have theories that, and I could be wrong, but I want to follow up on them. But if I can convince them, or if I do know that they are potentially in danger or in a bad spot, I just need to know they would have a safe spot, at least to be able to go to. Because for the longest time, and I guess my demeanor would change a little bit too. That maybe I was sitting a little guarded before, and I'm kind of sitting in a way that's sort of all shields are off. Uh, so in the longest time, the only person I had to care about was my brother. And the first friend I think I ever made died at the start of this little adventure that we're on now. And I know that I could be a pretty rough, harsh person. But I know if me and my brother are going to make it, we're going to have to kind of look around at the people at the table. We're going to have to open up and find people to trust and make allies and hopefully friends. So I believe I've found some, but I'm trying to look out for more than just me and my brother. So if I have some interested recruits, you would be open to that? They have defied us being here now is because they defied the people they work for. And I think they may have been in trouble since. And also, in full disclosure, I do believe that group is. I believe they are close. They are close to what they're looking for. She knows so much more, doesn't she? um. Yeah, I want.
Brutus takes this opportunity to slap his knee and say, "Well," and he breathes through his nose.
I just ignore them. I haven't really started to eat yet, besides when I first started and had to stop. And there's still Balasar. He's gonna get some time here, so.
I just kind of shoot Brutus a scathing look and tell him
Brutus
What?
notices
Fine.
that Thena is giving him that look, and he realizes that something is going on that he completely doesn't understand, and he scoots down from the table a little bit more towards Thena, but also ignoring her.
After that slight bit of distraction, I sit like I'm a little more guarded. I'm not quite as open as I was. And I just say, well, if the time comes, they approach you. They will need your help, and not only that, I believe they could be a true asset to you. Yeah, I totally feel she does. I don't know if she does, but I feel she does. But I take a moment to kind of stretch, and so I need to find the little drowse room here, and I kind of leave the table for a moment, and I leave it with Balasar.
So we got all the important stuff out of the way. She's got the ring, and you talked about your friends. You got anything else?
I send a message to Balasar. It's all you, brother.
Let's eat. And then start eating, right? And then I'm like asking questions about the local food because I don't know stuff in front of me. You know, gotta talk about the local stuff.
I'm really
Got a
curious,
conversation.
like how can she like throw down and eat like Balasar is eating? Because I'm thinking she can.
Uh huh. Doesn't matter. Does she answer my? Does she talk to me about the foods? Not as descriptive as they should be for someone that eats food. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, when I come back, I'm mostly just kind of eating. I do occasional small talk to help Balasar, help the kind of conversation go. Like, oh,
Well, it seems like either my question was misunderstood or she doesn't like food. Because I was
I
asking from like what is this thing that looks like something that shouldn't be eaten? You know, what is you know? But that's where I was going. But
does it seem like she's still on the clock, so to speak?
Like, is she looking for people that followed us or followed her or
Yeah, I'm kind of.
in the crowd?
so I think what you're looking for is she's guarded.
I just say
So
kind
I
of
asked.
under. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I just get my small talk and my chit chat going. Asking about the foods and stuff. Figuring her answers are kind of boring, and then clearly distracted. And then we've got places to be, and she's got things to do, and we should do them.
As right before we get up to do that, I say this under my breath a little bit when I'm kind of got food in front of my mouth. I say, we were really careful about where we ended up staying, and that third faction there, they found us, so we were really careful. just gonna say, I understand. Maybe not completely, but maybe I'll get there.
Since I'm still like listening in, of course, on everything, I kind of slide back over to Balasar and look down at Brutus, but say under my breath, to question, but like making it look like I'm not talking to her, and ask, is the risk more from the inside or from the outside?
I feel like we're in
Do
a spy thriller right now.
do we want to tell her where we're staying so that
I'm not even sure we were going to stay there again, which I'm thinking now we will, since it may not be something I guess we'll discuss later. It may not be the Vermilion Dream that found us. It may just be the other rival party found us, which that's not so bad. And it would be a little bit easier for them to find us if,
we stay?
yeah. We'll just see
Best
if
way not to get
question,
caught in town is not be in town.
if question is probably as good as she's seeming, she will probably be able to find out.
You're
Mm.
But if you do, I wouldn't stop you. But that's just my thoughts.
oh
Awesome.
no. Pause. She's gone.
She did take the ring, right? It's not sitting right there on the Hardy's table. Okay.
Yeah, just sitting there. Oh, that's irresponsible.
Brutus immediately, once she disappears, leaps up from the table, looks at the rest, and says, "Well, best we be off," and then heads for the door.
There's no
Oh,
door. It's
wait,
outside.
wait. Beer.
Yeah, I hope my
And
brother
the
kill a
and the
deer.
turkey leg or lamb leg, whatever.
Turkey, quote, air quote.
Turkey. Real chocobo leg, but you know, for fancy land.
Or like a kangaroo leg.
Well, we'll I guess we can grab a cab and talk on the way. If we need to.
On the way.
To what's his name? Whist.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna go ahead and try to
I
get a
gotta
job with
open my
Whist.
investigation notes again. Look at here. Limley Whist. I'm not sure what we're gonna do there, but
What time is it?
I
Because
hate
it
to.
was a late lunch when we.
Well, I'm sure it's just after lunch now.
It's only
Well,
it's,
no,
it's only
it's
been
like
probably
It's just
so
after
like
late lunch.
2 in the afternoon.
midday, right? Probably.
You gonna talk to Whist or go have a nap.
We don't need a nap, do we? Or maybe we do.
No, I mean I guess it's still early enough. Whist is the only agenda we got, unless you're wanting to push it off a day.
No, let's go for it.
Yeah, we might as well. If somewhere in the cab, like
Because
if
we need some evidence, and we need. How stealthy am I? I'm reasonably stealthy. In my character sheet,
Me
Drad.
too.
Was that that's just to me, yeah?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. So as sorry, out of character slightly. Remind me what cuz Professor Prolix is also a tiefling, yeah? And he is what color? He is red. Okay.
we're not brother and sister, are we? It was just some big thing we missed.
Huh? No.
Oh, nothing. Just being silly, mostly. Do I see you stop and look around or anything?
Yeah.
I,
I kind of noticed something weird um as we're like heading towards the door, not door cuz we're outside, but like towards the street to catch a cab. Um and I kind of want to throw caution to the wind and just kind of like run after the person, but maybe that's dumb.
Do it.
Um
Brutus will go with you. Do it.
run after who? What? I missed
Do
something.
it.
I caught sight of a blue tail disappearing into the crowd in the busy street. And while you guys are like arguing about like where to go next and what to do, I'm gonna kind of like pull my hood up.
Brutus is totally watching you.
If Drad will allow it, we were talking about before I was gonna get my Raven back on the cab ride there.
Uh-huh.
Did I do that? If I did that, I'd like to just go ahead and throw my once I see her, if you start to dart off, I'm just
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
throw a
gonna dart
Raven up
off.
in there.
Dart off stealthily.
And tell my Raven, follow her, but if you get like more than 100 feet out of range, come back to me and tell me where the last place you saw her was.
Uh-huh. There you go.
We can learn. Look at us.
Athena, roll a survival check.
Is that just for him? Because I also was going to try to follow her.
Well, I'm
Well,
not,
you're
was that for
following me,
me or
though.
Athena? Survival, okay.
You kind of hood up and kind of dash into the crowd, trying to look where you saw that where you saw the tail that kind of caught your attention. And when you kind of dash through, it kind of comes around a corner, and it's nothing. You see nothing.
Shit.
What about my Raven in there? If he should be still close enough, I can send a message. Do you see a blue tiefling tail? Sure, that's going to be a roll.
Yeah, go. You can go ahead and do a perception on the.
Raven perception.
Oh, he's like,
Oh, man, we're sucking.
it's like 800 tieflings up here, man. What are you talking about?
None to be found.
Well, that one got away. Did it, like, you saw it turn, like, as soon as she teleported away?
Yeah, I might have been nothing, but
I was also thinking when I was sitting there, I wonder if she brought people with
Seemed-
her. Because,
seemed a little odd.
well,
So I guess we turn and head back towards kind of the main road to catch a cab
And where are we headed now? To the
to the
whist.
Whisk.
to the chateau.
the
Okay.
yeah the chateau.
All right. So another 5
Trying-
silver.
trying to get a job.
You didn't get stiff with the check. She had paid for the meal. for the record.
I assumed that ahead of time, but
Just picture a Hardee's employee chasing us.
Dine and Dashers, what are you doing?
I'm gonna
Back to
pay
jail.
I'm gonna pay the cab
Okay.
so that we're not all, I don't know.
All right, so we head over to the Crystal Chateau, and now that you have official badges, you go up to the gate. You know where you had initially dropped off that thing before, and you know they just let you through. Like you don't need. They don't even stop you or need to lead you or any of that kind of thing. So they just let you in, and you make your way into the actual kind of main the main building, because there's quite a few buildings on the compound, but there's one big main building, which will house some of like the research center, like some of the more particularly arcane research centers, which you know that the excavation team should be at. And it doesn't take you long to find where her team is. You first get pointed towards where the two team members are. They're the first two that you run into anyway. So they some of the people give you the instructions, quickly how to get to Wist's office and lab, and Wist isn't to be found right away, but the team members are.
Who's gonna talk?
How many team members are there? I assume this is like in the lab.
So you knew of two, Anbara and Idris.
Are these those two?
Those are the two that were in that are in the lab now.
We haven't met them before, though, have we?
You have
Right.
not.
So I'm gonna walk in and be like, "Hi, how's it going? We're new. We're just wondering, like, what everybody's getting into, and like what's like the neat things, like totally just like a counter to my normal personality, just like not play acting exactly, but
You
just
sound so pleasant. I'm not used to
super bubbly, and like like the
from
blonde
from afar,
cheerleader type person.
Roll that
from
performance.
from afar, Brutus takes a double take, and then realizes that he's given away some kind of part of the illusion, so he turns around quickly to
Just
not witness.
laughing at her.
The two workers are kind of taken aback. There's quite a bit going on with all of the work that we're doing as of late. What are you looking for?
Looking for Wist. We finished a job for him the other day. We're just hoping for maybe some more work.
Is it a he or a she?
She. Oh, did I say he?
Yeah, we've said he a few times, but then Drad said she, so I'm confused.
It is a she, but
Okay, thanks.
We can just say them. Make it
You know
politically
what?
correct.
This
make
is a
an assumption.
Starfield year, so I mean, you could just choose your own pronouns.
uh well, we did a job for Wist, but we figured like while we were waiting for him, we could just see
She, or
her, him, her,
Them.
them.
Ah,
While we were waiting for them, we thought that we could ask around and see, what everybody's interested in researching, and see like what.
Any interesting things going on? We
Yeah,
just delivered this boring elephant last time. Nothing went on at all.
yeah, we were
It was
hoping to
stone something.
find a team that we have some common interests, and like maybe see if we can work like with them on their research or something.
The they're kind of we could always use some help. Um, did you say boring elephant
Yeah, we just had this delivery quest. It was nothing that interesting.
for the
Just a
professor?
Yeah.
recovery of an item, yeah.
I'm gonna need you to roll a deception check.
We did. I knew I said too much.
Oh, you guys.
That's fine. We can work ourselves out of this. There's deception.
It's really only half of
Boring elephant.
it's mostly the truth, though. It's only
I mean,
partially a lie.
So you're the ones.
oh God, have you heard? We got it to him. I mean, what happened between point A and point B? You know the job was finished.
You can see that both of them kind of chuckle as they as they kind of hear you explain away. They seem to dismiss it as of ill intent, but more like they're trying to not say something embarrassing and still trying to be like they somehow you screwed, like maybe the it seems like you screwed up and then you still managed to fix it, but you still screwed up and you just didn't want to bring that forward in the first thing you say in a conversation. And so that's
Yeah.
it seems like that's how they're taking it. Oh yes, we heard indeed. But I must, you know, perhaps reconcile in our own way that not everything is easy, particularly when it comes to elements of magical origin, but particularly when it comes to these interesting artifacts that we're finding deep within Karamaro.
At that point, Brutus can't hardly contain himself, and he steps over and says, "What have you discovered so far?"
We have recovered many a great artifact, actually. Um, Although, to be quite honest, we still have yet to unlock many of their mysteries. But
What do you know?
the magical origin and essence and the way that it interacts is unlike that of most materials that we know to date. And so we are utterly abuzz on what steps might be taken in order for us to actually overcome and understand these new revelations that are before us.
Does sound like you are on the leading edge of some exciting stuff.
It is not without its own perils, but yes.
When's your next dig? When's the next time you're going?
Oh, I don't know. We think we might be relegated to the lab for a while. They are finding it harder to secure some of the next areas, and we have so many artifacts to study as is that perhaps some teams need to start focusing their efforts there.
Hmm. Well, I know Kaz loves getting his nose dusty in research. Seems right up his alley.
I could definitely take a look at anything I'm allowed to. Lowly initiate, you know.
Well, there are channels. We can't authorize any assistance with our current ongoing projects. The professor can.
Is the need, inside the dig for securing areas is the issue lack of brawn? Cuz I don't know, maybe Balasar might be better there instead of an intellectual task.
Oof.
It is.
I resent that.
There is use for brawn. It is not just the things that need to be cleared, both physically and then perhaps even removing certain dangers, some of which are intellectual in nature. Others are perhaps brawn, as you described. But there are many who are interested in what is going on there, and it seems as though there are those that would, through their own malcontent seek harm upon those that are doing legitimate research.
Do you mean like the Sentinels?
Heard rumors about them. I don't know a lot about them. Crazy zealots, what I hear.
You can see their eyes kind of widen a little bit. It's like, well, we've heard some of those rumors too, and it could be that they are the hand that manipulates the glove. But um, when it comes to, clandestine nature and whatnot, I really just fear the ruffian, who is the tip of that particular sword.
The ruffian, like, as in you know who the leader is?
No, I mean the actual everyday thug that would accost someone such as ourselves.
Oh. Well, we're definitely good against thugs.
You can see that it seems to be. Well, first off, both of these are humans, and Anbara seems to be the one that is talking mostly, and Idris is kind of the one that's reserved and just kind of more watching. And then when roll an insight, for us. So you're talking here. You see that maybe Idris is trying to maybe stop the amount that Anbara is saying specifically about the thug and or being accosted and or the ruffian kind of thing seems to have hit a nerve that maybe they shouldn't talk about.
I just kind of add on
That's
to.
what my instinct was too. That when we hit this topic, as soon as we said it, that there would be a change in their demeanor. Did I detect that a change in their demeanor beyond what we just talked about there?
Mm-hmm. I think so. I think they become, particularly Idris seems to be a bit reserved in talking about that particular subject.
I just kind of carry on what they're saying, and like it's scary out there. Sometimes you're maybe exploring new rooms, and just random people just come out and jump you for nothing. It feels.
You too?
Oh, we have been accosted by lots.
Lots.
Everything from salamander bacon to demons.
I was gonna mention that part, but yeah.
I think one of the nastiest was some. She had a red cloak or something.
Red cloaks. No. This was a regular street tough, and now Idris is kind of walks up and like kicks at the shin of Anbar a little bit. What? We were roughed up. I mean, it's not like it's the first time it's happened.
Does it happen often? I would have thought that, I don't know, like, you'd hire more people to guard or make bigger parties to, like, prevent,
I say, did they have anybody as big as, and I tap Balasar on his like shoulder armor? Anybody as big as Balasar here? That's who you need.
Don't go comparing other small people to me.
They like even though Idris is trying to stop them from Embar from talking, Embar still kind of goes on. And like you see, kind of tilt his head back a little bit and go, like he's thinking, and it's like, no, they were, I don't, I don't, I know we were attacked.
Oh,
Ooh.
interesting.
I,
Mm.
what, I don't remember what happened, or who it was, or,
Oof.
or, wait, where were we attacked? And it starts to be kind of like a really awkward kind of moment where they know it happened, but when they try to recall details about it,
It's
it's like
definitely,
it's like
I
they
think they
don't
were manipulated. Like,
remember.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of wanna actually not have them think about that too much. So I'm gonna kind of like brush it aside and be like, well, we just want to help, do as much research as we can and prove ourselves in the organization. So if you have any menial tasks that a troop of what are we called? In hope, not hopefuls, but
Initiates.
initiates can do without, we don't uh we don't want to cause any issues with like stuff that we're not supposed to do, but anything that we could do, we'd love to help out.
Actually, while they were getting slightly confused with this, Kazran might know a modified memory or something that was going on. Um, I would just like to take a glance around, like maybe a deeper glance than I would have if they were watching me, and just what do I see in this room? Do I see anything that looks interesting?
Oh, there's a lot of cool stuff. There's some stuff that looks more like alchemical equipment and some arcane equipment, like different elemental aspects and crystals and things that are set around, different runes and the like for some kind of arcane testing. There's tomes that are all kind of opened up to certain things, and then there's like crates. That are labeled as like artifacts. And so this is like you think of like going into a science lab. I mean, this is as arcane slash alchemical science lab as the era would have.
I don't know. I kind of maybe pick one of the random. Oh, oh, actually, the tomes. I don't know. Like a random alchemical machine or something. What does this do?
Well, and they kind of like they were kind of in that bit of a fog, and when you kind of go over to take the mind back to the present instead of off of the memory, that they seem to respond a little more like, oh, no, don't touch that.
Oh no,
You
no,
you
of
you
course.
have to have um, both training and permission to interact with any of these things. It can be dangerous to not.
So many interesting tools in here. This is exciting stuff.
See, like I said, total nerd.
Yeah. It's it's probably best if you just go ahead and you can see them kind of like their arms are starting to spread out a little bit, like as they're walking for it, like kind of maybe ushering you out of like maybe you should be somewhere else until you have clearance. Uh,
Will Wisp be back tonight or tomorrow? Let's
the
maybe get.
the professor should be in our office soon, if not already. We were expecting her back only moments ago.
Perhaps we should go that way. Maybe we can get assigned to a job with you all. Show
Yeah,
us how.
that'd be great. And then when you're properly, safely trained on how to handle this kind of thing, then you wouldn't be putting us all at risk. Then maybe we'll entertain that thought. Now, until then, go.
He really wants us out of here. Oh.
Yeah, as we were walking out, I just kind of say, quietly to my friends. I guess off to I
Interesting.
guess I guess we know.
Interesting start. We'll leave it at that for now.
Yeah.
Let's go find Weist's office.
Yes.
I assume the lab and the office are fairly close, so it's not a long. Is she in or?
We just kind of politely knock on the door. Like, Wolfen, don't knock it down.
You said knock on the door. I'm not gonna knock. I'm gonna knock on it really hard.
Knock on it, not knock it down.
Knock knock.
We did a job for you recently. Was wondering if you had anything else for us. And I'd like to take a quick glance and see if I can see what he's working on.
She.
Gosh.
And if she's
Yeah, like
Canadian,
I
you're
assume
screwed.
that when she answers, we kind of push the door open more and sort of half step in. Kaz in the lead, me kind of like popping in under his elbow to the left or something to look around.
So about future jobs, you got anything else lined up? We met a couple of your researchers. Look at Rivka, or crap, wrong name. I look at Thina.
Tina.
I kind of give a look like we may need to push a little. Uh, we have a pretty varied skill set.
Kaz is really quite studious. He
This time, right as
kind of
she
gets.
says, right when she says studious, Brutus closes the door with everybody inside.
They mentioned they maybe had a run-in with some people. We can offer protection as well. I want to give an insight check. As much as I'm able. I want to know: is this because? I guess I should have said it before I rolled. Sorry. If this is because we maybe did a bad job with the elephant, or if there's something else going on that he wants to get rid of us for. Just, yeah.
Brutus, during this conversation, Brutus starts looking around the room for. I mean, he's looking for like evidence, something that would show that she's somehow a traitor to the organization or something like that. I know that she's right there looking, but Brutus doesn't
Yeah.
make such differences, right? He's just looking
As
around.
as Brutus is being way too indiscreet, Athena just kind of like backs up and steps on his foot.
We're trying to get things
Immediately
done
when she
here.
steps on his foot, he goes to attention and looks around and then does the little look off into space at 5 feet in front of him thing.
When you're most perceptive.
We really just want to help the organization out, and thought that you might be the best person to contact. But maybe if you don't have any work for us with your team, maybe you can point us to someone that might. Whatever we can do to help.
Okay, thanks.
Oh.
Oh. Thena's talking, but I in a non-discreet manner grab her hand and whisper in her in her ear, and I'll tell her what I saw. Can I copy it there? Yeah.
My.
Thena, who's already in the conversation, and I just whisper something in her ear. How do I do that just to her? I'll just do it in Discord.
I noticed that doesn't seem too discreet, so while he's doing that, I kind of pipe up and I'm like, I know the elephant thing. I mean, I know that was awkward. I know it probably looked bad for the organization, but how many of your other initiates would be able to take down that creature that we took down? So really, I mean, the job gave us lemons and we made lemonade out of it. That's the way I see it. Is that enough time to stall?
Or pull our
Stalling
attention at
in.
least away. Oh, I mean, what what Brutus said in my ear was really only like 2 words, so you just really needed her eyes to like flick to you. Mm.
Are we making Drad really think now?
I have.
I can tell you what he said.
I am half. Well, no, I am half lost in my own train of thought as to like what juggling what the different things that are being said both privately and publicly. So I kind of missed
Oh, no, that's fine.
some of the public piece there. I think. What did you actually say, Thena?
Oh, I mean, I was saying to her, I was talking about how like we just wanted to help and trying to convince her that we weren't necessarily trying to get in on her team necessarily. We were just trying to help the organization in general. And so if she didn't have anything for us directly, then maybe she could just point us to someone that might need help on their team. Like just anyone, any way to help the organization. And then like as Brutus grabbed my hand to whisper in my ear, Kaz piped up to like pull her attention away from me.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, so you can kind of see, her mouth does kind of grow like kind of thin from where she's kind of tightening up a little, and she's, nope, I don't know anything directly. Perhaps one of the other archivists is in need of some kind of assistance, but I think we're good here. I think we're good. We're good.
Okay, well, we won't take up any more of your time. We'll
Brutus opens the door.
I'm just
Um,
a little surprised, but I'm just following their lead. They y'all seem like we should be
How-
leaving. So
how do I message you? Oh my gosh.
Once the doors open, I give Kaz and Balasar a look, uh, uh, something that's like we have places to be or something.
Oh well, okay. So no, I'll do it this way. As we're or as I'm sort of saying like we'll be leaving now. Sorry to take up so much of your time. We're just looking to help out, and as I'm talking, I just kind of like discreetly look down at her right hand.
I also look down. If I'm following that, look down at the right hand as we're walking out. I was like, and then as a distraction, the elephant. I, I mean, it could have happened to anybody. The next elephant is going to be golden. I'm trying to pretend like I'm looking down in shame, but I'm looking at the hand. Oh yeah, she's hidden the juice.
She's also being corrupted or has been corrupted, probably by wearing the ring itself.
And we just kind of like back out and like close the door behind us as
Yeah,
we're
let's
going.
let's get out of here before we start.
Yeah.
Unless there's something else we're gonna try to do about this.
No, 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 no. I don't really think that she's like a huge villain in this. I think she's also part victim, but I think we need to elevate it. I think that's enough information that
I
to
don't
go to
know
the
if it's
headmaster.
enough.
Oh, come on.
You think it's enough information?
Oh, absolutely, because that's going to indicate contact with the ring itself.
Still circumstantial. She could have had, this is like out of, after we leave the office, and we're like, I don't know.
I don't think it is circumstantial. I think if the headmaster wanted to come and look at her finger, I doubt she'll be healed in time for it to make any difference.
But just because she had the ring at one point does not necessarily mean that she is the one that planted it. Right? She could have had the ring, gotten corrupted by it, and then it was stolen from her. It's still circumstantial.
I don't think that it would have been in the realm of things that they should be doing that she should have put the ring on at any point in time. And I think
Apparently,
that
I'm
that's
using it
going to.
enough where I'm not sure what other lead we have right now, though. I'm not sure
Yeah,
where.
but all we have to do is come back and like break into her office.
Oh
She's
no!
not
Oh
here.
God,
Oh no!
jail.
Oh no! We're going to get kicked out of another group. We're going to have to work for the Vermilion Dream.
Uh,
Aha, prolonged, right. Right. So she could not have had prolonged access to it unless, and it's only been 2 months, right?
Right. They were
They were
attacked.
mysteriously attacked that they can't remember anything about. I think it's enough evidence
Okay,
to
well
go to the headmaster.
I think before we we should just ask Professor. So let's just head back to the inn where we're staying, and then at midnight or at 12:05 we'll message the professor when it's the next day on our
Ring,
little
ring, ring.
speakeasy
Oh, okay.
Hurrah!
and ask him if he thinks it's enough information to take the headmaster.
Okay, well, let's construct our 25-word
Oh,
Okay.
God.
missive.
All right. So let's go hail a cab, and while we're hailing a cab, I'll make a
Whist corrupted by ruidium. Right hand finger.
Long-term exposure.
We are,
Yeah.
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 This has been fun, Drad. Thank you. I mean, yep. It has been a long, long time since I've played a D&D game where the investigation part was fun. And I enjoyed this today, so thank you. That's what I meant.
okay. So
Was it normally not fun? No.
It's normally not. I mean, I don't usually enjoy that part because mostly it's like the dungeon master trying to hide details, and you're trying to guess details, and like you don't know anything. But today it was fun. So thank you.